The battlefield was quiet now. Ashes floated in the air like black snow. The human soldiers walked slowly among the wreckage. Looking for signs of life or danger, Captain Ryland moved ahead of them, his boots crunching over burnt metal and broken bones. This war had been long, too long, and today's battle had been the worst. Alien warriors from the planet Kyrax had attacked with everything they had, but the humans had fought back harder. Now the alien forces were gone, burned or blasted into the dust. Then Ryland saw something move. A soft rustle behind a fallen cargo tank. He raised his plasma gun and moved slowly, ready to fire. But what he saw made him freeze. A girl, no, an alien girl, was lying there, her armor cracked, her body shaking. She looked young. Maybe his age, maybe younger. Her skin was a pale silver, her hair short and white. She had deep purple eyes, glowing softly even through the dirt on her face. She looked at him and didn't attack. She didn't even try to run. Instead, she fell forward on her knees and whispered, "Don't kill me, human. I'll warm your bed." Ryland blinked, shocked. He had expected a fight. Not a plea, not this. She looked broken. She was not holding any weapon. Her hands were shaking, but not with fear. It was like her body was too hot, too unstable. "What did you say?" Ryland asked, confused. The girl didn't raise her head. Her voice was soft and weak. I surrender," she said. "Just don't send me back." "Please," she collapsed on the ground. Unconscious, Ryland called for medical help. They scanned her body. "Temperature's off the charts," the medic said. "Her body is overheating, possibly some alien fever or energy buildup. But she's stable. For now." They took her aboard Ryland's ship and locked her in a high-security cage. He watched her through the glass wall. She was curled up like a cat, breathing fast. Skin glowing slightly under the lights. She didn't look dangerous now. But Ryland knew better. Her kind were bred for battle, trained to kill without mercy. So why was she begging? Later, the ship's AI gave an alert. Warning. Prisoner body heat increasing rapidly. Potential energy surge detected. Ryland frowned and rushed to the cell. She was awake now, sitting with her back against the wall, eyes half open. "Are you okay?" he asked. She looked at him and gave a tired smile. "You still don't remember me, do you?" she whispered. "What do you mean?" She didn't answer, just touched her chest where a necklace once hung, now gone. Then she whispered again. "They said if I failed, I would burn from the inside. I wasn't made for war," she said. "I was made for warmth." Her words made no sense. Was she lying? Was this some trick to earn sympathy? Ryland didn't know. But something deep inside told him she wasn't lying. She was too weak to lie, too hurt. And when she closed her eyes, she looked peaceful, like someone ready to die, not fight. He stared at her for a while, then turned to walk away. But as he reached the door, she whispered again, so softly he almost didn't hear it. "You saved me once before, when I was small. You don't remember, do you?" Ryland stopped. A cold chill ran down his spine. He tried to remember anything, but his mind gave him only fog. Only battles and noise, no face, no alien girl. No moment of rescue. Still, he looked back at her. There was something in her eyes that felt familiar. That night, Ryland couldn't sleep. He checked her scans again. Her heat levels were rising. She was burning up, just like the AI warned. It was like a fire growing inside her, slow but deadly. If she wasn't lying, if her body really needed warmth to survive, then she was dying and he was the only one who could stop it. But if he helped her, the crew would turn against him. She was the enemy, a killer. And yet she had begged, not fought. She had asked to warm his bed, not as a trick, but as a way to live. Ryland sat alone in the control room, staring at her image on the screen. Something was wrong here, something he didn't understand. But one thing was clear. She was not just a prisoner. She was a mystery. And that mystery was now burning inside his ship, inside his mind. The hum of the ship was soft, but inside Captain Ryland's mind a storm was growing. He sat in the dimmed hallway outside the alien girl's cell, staring at the heat report on his tablet. Her body temperature was still rising, slowly but steadily. It wasn't normal, not even for her species. The AI repeated its warning in a calm voice. Risk of internal combustion within 18 hours if thermal balance is not restored. Ryland rubbed his forehead. A part of him wanted to walk away. Let the medics handle it. Lock the cell tighter, forget her words, but another part, a quiet, Stubborn part wouldn't stop thinking about her voice the way she had whispered. I was made for warmth. He walked back into the observation room. Behind the thick glass, the alien girl sat on the floor. Her knees pulled close to her chest. Her silver skin was glowing faintly, a warm red light pulsing from within. Her breath was shallow, her body trembling like a candle fighting the wind. He stepped closer to the glass and tapped. "Zalara," he said, remembering the name she had shared. She looked up slowly, her eyes glassy but still calm. "You're burning up," he said. "What's happening to you?" She gave a weak smile. "It's the price of defeat," she whispered. "My body wasn't made to survive capture." "That's insane," Rylan said. "Why would anyone create a species like that?" Zalara closed her eyes. "My kind were designed for war, but a few of us were created for loyalty, to warm the beds of powerful warriors, or comfort the wounded." Rylan felt something twist in his chest. "You're not a slave," he said. "You're a person." She gave a soft laugh, but it sounded more like a cry. "Not in their eyes," she said. "And maybe not in yours either." She touched the glass gently. "But in yours, I see something different." He stared at her glowing fingers, separated from his by just one thick layer of glass. He didn't understand what was happening, why he felt something pulling him closer. Was it guilt? Was it memory? Or was it something deeper, something buried? "Why did you say I saved you before?" he asked. She opened her eyes slowly. "You were younger, on a secret mission," she said. "You found me trapped in rubble, scared. You gave me water and carried me to shelter before the bombing started again. I never forgot." Rylan tried to recall, but it was a blur. He had saved people before, civilians. Even aliens, he didn't always look at their faces. But now her face was all he could see. Suddenly, a sharp alarm rang out through the hallway. "Heat spike, cell temperature at critical level," the AI warned. Rylan looked up, shocked. Inside the cell, Zalara had collapsed. Her body twitching, steam rising from her skin. Her pulse was erratic, her glow turning dangerously bright. "Open the cell," Rylan shouted. The guards hesitated. "She could be faking it, sir," one of them said. "She's dying," Rylan yelled. "That's not an act!" He ran inside before anyone could stop him. The heat hit him like a wave, thick and choking. She lay on the floor, sweat pouring from her silver skin. Rylan pulled off his coat and wrapped it around her. She barely reacted, only whispered, "You shouldn't be here. You'll burn too." He ignored her. He grabbed the portable cooler from the wall and activated it, placing the cooling pads on her shoulders and neck. But it wasn't enough. "You need contact," she whispered, barely breathing. "Real contact. Not machines." He hesitated, then slowly reached out and took her hand. Her skin was burning hot, but he held on. "Stay with me," he said. "You're not going to die." Her body trembled, but her breathing started to slow. The glow around her dimmed slightly. For the first time, she didn't look like a weapon. She looked like a girl who just wanted to live. He sat beside her as the room cooled down. Her head rested against his arm. Her voice soft. "You're warm," she said. "Too warm," he replied, trying to joke. They sat there in silence, just a human and an alien girl, trapped by war but connected by something they didn't yet understand. Outside the cell, the guards watched in silence. "Unsure what to do inside," Rylan whispered. "You don't have to die for them." "Zalara," she looked up, tears in her glowing eyes. "I was never theirs to begin with," she said. And then, just before she closed her eyes to rest, she whispered something that chilled him to the bone. "They will come for me, Rylan," she said. "And if they find me with you, they will kill you first." The ship floated silently in the stars, but inside the air was full of questions. Captain Rylan couldn't sleep, not after what Zalara had said. "They will come for me, and they will kill you first." He sat alone in the ship's medical bay. Watching her breathe, she was stable now, lying on the clean bed, her glowing skin finally cooling, but her words kept echoing in his head. Why would her own people kill her? And why did she care if Rylan died? He had seen so many enemies in his life, ruthless, cold, silent. But this alien girl was different. She had fallen to her knees, begged, warned, burned, and cried all in front of him. Enemies don't do that. Slaves don't do that either. Only someone with a soul does that. And Zalara had a soul, buried deep under pain and fire. Rylan leaned closer and whispered, "Who are you, really?" As if she heard him, Zalara's eyes fluttered open. She looked around slowly, then at him. You stayed, she said weakly. He nodded. You gave me no choice, he replied. A small smile appeared on her lips. Then silence, but Rylan needed answers. You said I saved you before, he began. Tell me what happened. Zalara turned her head to the side, looking at the ceiling. The day the humans bombed our city, she said. I was trapped under stone. I was only a child, hiding from your army. You pulled me out, bleeding, scared. You gave me water. I remember a mission like that, Rylan said slowly. There were civilians underground. We were told to ignore them, but I couldn't. You carried me past your own soldiers, Zalara whispered. I never forgot your eyes. They were kind, even when you thought I was nothing. Rylan felt something tighten in his chest. Back then he had seen only a scared alien child. He didn't know she would grow into a warrior, or that he would find her again like this, but how did you become a soldier? He asked. You said you weren't made for war, she sighed. My planet gave me no choice, she said. We were born in labs, sorted at birth. Some were chosen for battle, others for comfort. I was both, she said. A hybrid, Rylan raised an eyebrow. Comfort and battle? He repeated. Why would they make someone like that? Zalara looked down at her glowing hands. Because the generals wanted soldiers who could kill. And please, we were used as rewards for victory, tools to keep commanders loyal. Rylan's face darkened. That's cruel, he said. That's not survival. That's slavery. Zalara nodded slowly. I ran away once, she said. I tried to escape the breeding center, but they caught me, punished me, and locked me into a warship. They told me if I disobeyed again, my body would overheat and die. Rylan was silent. The pieces were falling into place now. The glowing skin, the heat, the fear, the surrender. She wasn't lying. She was built like this. Trapped in her own body. I hate them, she whispered. I hate the ones who made me. Then why did you join them in this war? Rylan asked. I had no choice, she said. They tracked me down, activated the bond inside me. They said if I didn't fight, they would burn me from the inside. Rylan clenched his fists. She wasn't a warrior by choice. She was a prisoner since birth. They don't deserve you, he said. No one does. Zalara smiled again, but it was sad. I thought I would die on that battlefield, she said. But when I saw you, I remembered your kindness, and I thought maybe death would be gentle if it came from you. Rylan stood up, anger boiling in his chest. No, he said. You're not dying. You're going to live. And they're never going to touch you again. Suddenly, the door opened. One of Rylan's officers rushed in. His face pale. Sir, he said. We just received a signal. Rylan turned sharply. What kind of signal? The officer hesitated. A warship, he said. Alien model. Same markings as hers. They're asking for a meeting. They want the girl returned. Rylan's blood ran cold. They found us, he whispered. Zalara's body trembled slightly. They're here, she said. I told you they'd come. And if you don't give me to them, they will destroy your ship. Rylan turned to her, his jaw tight. Then let them try, he said. I'm not handing you over to monsters. The red alert light blinked softly above the control room. Captain Rylan stood frozen for a moment, eyes fixed on the screen. A large alien warship hovered outside their range, silent. Watching, waiting, its markings were clear. Kyrexan design, same clan that Zalara belonged to. They're not attacking, said Officer Dela, scanning the data. Not yet. They want a meeting, Rylan said slowly. Reading the message. Not a battle, sir. Are you considering it? Another officer asked. They'll demand her back. Zalara stood quietly behind them in the medbay doorway, wrapped in a thermal blanket, her eyes glowing faintly again. They won't just demand, she said, her voice calm but cold. They'll threaten, promise to spare you if you hand me over. But they won't keep that promise, Rylan turned toward her. Then what do they really want? He asked. They want control, she said. If I return, they'll kill me to send a message to other hybrids who try to run. They'll make it slow to scare the others. And if I stay with you, you become a rebel in their eyes. Rylan looked back at the alien ship on the screen. Then at her. I'm not afraid of them, he said. You should be, she whispered, but I am more afraid for you. Later that night, the ship was quiet. Rylan couldn't sleep again. He sat in the hallway, thinking, planning. Could he fight a ship that size? Could he protect Zalara and his crew at the same time? Then came the alarm, a sharp, high-pitched sound. Cell breach, the AI said. Prisoner missing, Rylan ran, heart pounding. But when he reached the cell, he found it empty and untouched. No broken doors, no damage. Solara had simply vanished. Panic rose inside him. He searched every camera feed. The guards scrambled through the ship, looking behind walls, under panels. Everywhere, finally, the AI spoke again. Life signs detected, lower engine bay. Rylan rushed there, faster than the rest, and what he saw made him stop in his tracks. Solara sat on the cold metal floor, back against the wall, her arms wrapped around her legs. In her hand was something shiny, a metal tag, dusty and old, his dog tag. The one he lost years ago. How did you get that? He asked, slowly walking toward her. Solara didn't look up. I kept it, she said softly. Back when you saved me as a child. You dropped this. I wore it every day like a shield. It reminded me that not all humans were cruel. Rylan knelt beside her. You had this all along? She finally looked at him. Her eyes weren't glowing now. They looked tired, honest, human. You were my reason to survive, she said. I became a warrior not to kill, but to escape. Rylan felt like the floor had vanished under him. This girl, this alien who once begged to warm his bed, had been carrying his memory the whole time. Why come down here? He asked gently. I wanted to feel safe, she said. The engine hum reminds me of the old ships where I used to hide. And I thought maybe, if I died here, I wouldn't be afraid. You're not dying, Rylan said quickly. I'm going to protect you. You don't understand, she said. They sent a silent call when they arrived. It activates pain inside me, a control signal. It's already started. Rylan watched her shiver, her hand gripping the dog tag tight. She was fighting against pain she couldn't even explain. He couldn't see it, but it was there, inside her. Pulling her back to chains, suddenly the comms panel beeped. The alien ship was sending a second message. A voice this time, smooth and cold. This is Commander Varix of the Kirexan Royal Fleet. We request the return of Subject Solara 9, a stolen prototype with classified design. Failure to comply will be seen as an act of war. Rylan turned the volume off and looked at her. They don't even call you by your name, she chuckled sadly. To them, I'm just a project, a thing they made wrong. Rylan stood, face hardening. Then it's time we make a move. What do you mean? She asked. I'll accept the meeting, he said. But it will be on my terms. They'll think I'm handing you over. Solara's eyes widened. Are you really going to— No, Rylan said firmly. I'm setting a trap. They want a subject, not a fighter. But they'll learn tonight that the fire they lit inside you is still alive. Solara stared at him for a moment, her breathing shaky. Why are you doing this? She asked. I'm not even human. Rylan gave a small smile. You are to me, he said. You were the only warm thing I ever found in a cold war. The main bay of the ship was quiet. Too quiet. Rylan stood in the center, surrounded by his crew, his officers, his doubts above them. The massive enemy warship hovered like a shadow across the stars. They've agreed to the meeting, Officer Dela said. They will send one commander through a neutral beam to speak in person. And what do they expect? Rylan asked, voice low. They expect surrender, Dela replied. They expect you to return the girl. Behind them, Solara stood near the wall, silent, wrapped in the same thermal blanket. Her silver skin shimmered under the lights, but her face held no glow, only fear and something else, resolve. I should go to them, she said quietly. Her voice was steady, but her eyes betrayed her. If I leave willingly, they might spare your crew. No, Rylan said sharply. You think surrender buys mercy. But all it buys is more chains. She stepped forward. They will kill your crew, she said. They will destroy this ship, one engine at a time, unless you give them what they want. And what do they want, really? Rylan asked, stepping closer. A prisoner? A broken tool? Or a message to the other runaways? They want fear, she said. They want to make an example of me. Then we give them something else, Rylan said. His voice hard. We give them fire. Before anyone could respond, the docking lights turned red. A pulse of energy shot through the air, and a figure appeared in the beam. A tall alien dressed in black armor, glowing with red symbols, stepped forward. Commander Varix. His face was smooth, too perfect, artificial like a mask. He looked around calmly, then at Rylan, then at Solara. He smiled, cold and sharp. Captain Rylan, Varric said, voice like steel. Thank you for agreeing to this peaceful solution. This isn't peaceful, Rylan replied. This is just clean bloodshed, Varric chuckled softly. Return the asset, he said, pointing toward Zalara without even looking at her. And we will spare your ship. She has a name, Rylan said. She's not your property. Varric tilted his head. She was made by us, trained by us. And she ran from us, and she belongs to us. Zalara stepped forward. Her voice shaking. I belong to no one, she said. Not anymore, is that what he told you? Varric asked, eyes narrowing. That he can protect you? He's lying, the crew whispered among themselves. Some looked worried, others angry. Rylan felt it too, the pressure, the split in loyalty. His own officers beginning to question him. Dela stepped forward, whispering, Sir, if we don't give her back, we're going to war with a fleet we can't match, I know. Rylan replied. But if we hand her over, we're no better than them. Zalara looked at Rylan, her eyes full of something she hadn't shown before. Trust. Let me go, she said, her voice soft. This isn't your fight. Rylan turned to her, his voice quiet but firm. Yes, it is, he said. It became mine the moment you fell on your knees and asked me not to kill you. He stepped toward Varric. If you want her, he said, you'll have to take her. The alien commander smiled wider. I was hoping you'd say that, he said. He raised his hand, a signal. The ship rumbled. An alert flashed. Enemy boarding attempt detected. But Rylan was ready. He pulled a small device from his belt, pressed a button. Suddenly force fields activated across the hall, trapping Varric inside. What is this? The alien shouted. A new kind of conversation, Rylan said. You came here expecting a prisoner. But I'm offering you a trade. Varric laughed. You think I'm worth anything? Not to me, Rylan said. But maybe your ship will think twice before firing if their commander is in a cage. The alien snarled. You're risking everything for one broken girl. She's not broken, Rylan said. She's healing. Zalara stood behind the shield. Watching with wide eyes, no one had ever fought for her like this. No one had ever stood between her and death, not like this. Then the lights dimmed. Another alert. Alien ship charging weapons. Rylan turned to his crew. We fight if we must, he said. But we don't run. Cliffhanger, Zalara stepped beside him, pulling off the thermal blanket, revealing a hidden mark on her shoulder glowing bright. I wasn't just built for warmth, she said. I was built with something else. And suddenly her body began to glow, not red, but white. Rylan stared in shock. What are you? I'm what they feared I'd become, she whispered. Free. The glow from Zalara's body lit the room like a second sun. White light pulsed from her skin in waves, rising with each breath. The force field around Commander Varric flickered as the ship's system strained under her energy surge. Rylan stepped back, eyes wide. What's happening to you? He asked. Zalara didn't answer at first. Her voice came out low, steady, powerful. They built me to please, to obey, she said, but in secret, they gave us something else. Something even they feared, Varric shouted from behind the shield. Shut her down. That protocol was locked. I unlocked it, she replied without looking at him, with pain, with memories, with your fear. The walls trembled and the floor hummed beneath their feet. The crew backed away, unsure whether to run or kneel. Zalara turned to Rylan, her eyes now glowing white, not purple. You trusted me, she said. So now I trust you with the truth. I was born to be controlled, she continued. But if my body reaches full heat and bonds to someone emotionally, completely, my core activates. I become something else. Something dangerous. Dangerous how? Rylan asked, his voice tight. I don't know, she whispered. They never let any of us live long enough to find out. Suddenly, the ship rocked violently. A second enemy boarding pod crashed into the rear wing. Blaster alarms screamed, enemy troops detected. The AI said, weapons ready, everyone to battle stations. Rylan shouted. The crew scattered. Running for their gear, Rylan turned back to Varric. You started this war, but I'll end it, he growled. You won't win, Varric hissed. She's unstable. She'll burn you all. We'll take our chances, Rylan replied. Zalara reached out and touched the force field. Instead of shocking her, it flickered and vanished. She stepped through it, past the shocked commander, and stood beside Rylan. I choose my side now, she said. I choose freedom. Together. They left the docking bay and moved through the corridor. Zalara was breathing harder now, her light growing with each step. Rylan supported her as they climbed to the command deck. But when they entered, something was wrong. Dayla was there, pointing a plasma pistol at them. "Step away from her, Captain," Dayla said coldly. "I'm relieving you of command." "What?" Rylan asked, shocked. "Why?" Dayla's hands shook, but her aim didn't. "You've risked this entire ship, this entire crew, for one alien girl." "I sent a message to the enemy ship," she said. "I made a deal behind your back." Solara's glow dimmed slightly. "What deal?" she asked softly. Dayla swallowed hard. "They promised not to destroy us," she said. "If I returned you, and gave them Rylan too." "You betrayed me," Rylan said. "No," Dayla whispered. "You betrayed us first. You forgot your mission, your duty." "I remembered my humanity," he replied. "And maybe that's what scares you." The air grew hotter. Solara stepped forward, her glow returning. "No one takes him from me," she said. Her voice echoed strangely, layered like multiple voices speaking together. Dayla fired. A blue beam shot through the air, but it stopped. Mid-air, floating suspended in light, Solara raised her hand and crushed the energy blast like smoke. Then she looked at Dayla, not with rage, but pity. "You could have trusted him," she said. "But you chose fear." Dayla dropped her weapon and fell to her knees, shaking. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I didn't know you were like this." Rylan stepped past her and took control of the deck. "Lock the ship down," he said. "No more betrayals. Enemy troops breaching level 3, the AI warned. "We hold them back," Rylan said. "We hold the line." Solara placed her glowing hand on the control panel. Her energy flowed into the ship, boosting shields, waking up systems long asleep. "You bonded to the ship," Rylan whispered. "No," she said, "I bonded to you." With her strength, they pushed the enemy troops back step by step. She led the charge, her body glowing brighter with every hit she took. Every soldier she stopped. Even the enemy began to hesitate. "She's not supposed to have that power," one of them whispered. "She's a broken one," another said. But their fear came too late. Back in the docking bay, Varric stared at the screen, his perfect face cracking. "She's alive," he said. "And she's becoming what we feared." He pressed a button on his wrist. "Self-destruct protocol," he said. "If we can't take her, we'll take them all." Cliffhanger. Solara felt a sharp pain in her chest and dropped to her knees. "Their ship," she gasped. "They've armed the core." "We don't have much time," Rylan knelt beside her. "Then we finish this," he said, "together." Smoke filled the upper halls of the ship. Sirens screamed, the lights flickered, and the air tasted like metal. But Captain Rylan didn't stop running. He held Solara close, her body glowing hot against his chest, her breath shaky. "They armed their core," she said again. "Weaker this time. They're going to explode. Destroy everything around them." "How long do we have?" he asked, his voice tight. 5 minutes. "Maybe less," she whispered. Her skin pulsed with heat, but she was shivering. Not from cold, but from fear. The alien warship outside was lighting up like a star preparing to die. Its core had been triggered. An unstable energy blast was building inside it. If it exploded, it would take both ships, everyone on board, and maybe the nearby moon as well. Rylan stormed into the control center. "Emergency shields to full power," he ordered. "Divert all energy to defense systems. We can't hold against that kind of blast." "Sir," Officer Dayla said, now standing beside him again. "We need to run." "We don't have time," he said. "We need another way." Solara looked at the screen, her eyes full of pain and memory. "I can stop it," she said softly. Rylan turned to her. "What are you saying?" "My core is bonded to you now," she said. "That means I can transfer energy between systems, even between ships. If I connect to their ship from outside, I can pull the energy out. You'll die," he said instantly. She nodded slowly. "Maybe," she said. "Or maybe I'll burn out the fire inside me once and for all." "No," he whispered. "There has to be another way." Solara stepped forward and placed her glowing hand against his chest. "You gave me something I never had," she said. "Choice." Tears burned behind his eyes. "You think I saved you, Solara," he said. "But you saved me too." She smiled through the pain. "I was always meant to warm someone's bed," she said softly. "But I never thought I'd warm someone's heart." The silence was heavy between them. Then she turned and walked to the airlock, her step slow but steady, her body shining brighter with every step. "Open the doors," she said. "No," Rylan said. I'm coming with you. You'll die, she said. Then I'll die with you, he replied. But she shook her head. This is my story to end, she said. You gave me the power to choose. Now let me choose for both of us. He stood frozen, torn between duty and love, between saving her and letting her save them all. Finally, he gave a slow nod and whispered, I'll wait for you. She smiled one last time, then stepped into the stars. Her body shot through the void like a comet, glowing white and silver, a trail of burning hope behind her. As she neared the enemy ship, she opened her arms. Her voice echoed across all comms. This is not fear, she said. This is freedom. She reached out and touched the enemy ship's hull, just as its core prepared to burst. And then, a flash, a pull, a scream of energy too bright to see, too loud to hear inside the control room. Everyone held their breath. The enemy ship began to dim. Its deadly light pulled inward, like a star collapsing, and then silence. The alien warship floated dead, no explosion, no blast. Just cold metal drifting in space. Zalara was gone. No signal, no life sign. Rylan fell to his knees, his heart pounding. His breath frozen in his chest. She had done it. She had saved them. She had chosen him, and now she was gone. But then, a soft voice through static. Rylan. He jumped to his feet. Yes, I'm here. He shouted, Where are you? The screen blinked. A life sign, faint but there, floating near the enemy ship's wreckage. They launched a rescue pod faster than ever. When they found her, her body was dim, her glow almost gone, but her eyes opened when he touched her hand. I told you I'd wait, he whispered. She smiled. And I came back. Final scene weeks later. On a quiet moon covered in green trees and soft winds, Rylan and Zalara sat side by side. She was healing slowly, her powers calmer now. No longer a burning fire, just a gentle warmth. You're free now, he said. No one owns you. She leaned her head against his shoulder. No one ever will, she said, but if I belong anywhere, it's right here. He wrapped his arm around her and pulled her close. I never wanted a weapon, he whispered. I only wanted someone who could keep me warm. She smiled, her eyes soft. Then I guess you found the right warrior. And together, under the stars they rested, not as prisoner and captain, not as alien and human, but as something more, something rare, something real.